What was the first thought you had? That first time you looked around, stared at nothing for a little too long, and started talking in your head. Before you ever even knew that something like talking to yourself could be seen as bad, before you had any stigmas, thoughts, paints, or anything, a 6-year-old on a carpet, at daycare, watching PBS Kids before you get on the bus to go to school. We all have those first embarrassing mistakes that inevitably form whatever personas we use, as well as whatever else we can throw in the pot to make ourselves as likable as possible. Before you know anything about the world or yourself, you're told which God is real, which people you hate, and which you love. Lives of those who have passed thousands of years ago used to justify today's killing. A place you know is your home, despite never knowing anywhere else. The thoughts and feelings you have that you wonder if others think and feel. Is anyone any different? We have our texts and beliefs passed down from people we assume were overcome by a force of incorruptible truth, or believe in the reliability of good and learned men who assembled these books. In truth, none of us know anything. The collection of all human knowledge is nothing more than fake rules and systems created for most of us to follow mindlessly until we die. Meanwhile, others find a way to create lives of abundance and resource in order to advance the world, themselves, or whoever pays the most. Some use their abundance with good intentions to help others, and some do nothing but indulge in whatever feels best. Who says who's right on the way we should live? Why do you learn to read? Realistically, it's so that you can understand people in an indirect form. But why must you learn to read in an institution? An institution that may have their very own agenda, their very own rules, and they may actually be pretty bad at teaching most children. The education system we now enjoy has compromised the truth and what's best for the youth. If you cannot teach children, as well as give them the knowledge and wisdom to move forward in the world, how can you call yourself a learning institution? I'm hesitant to even use the word school, because at the moment, all schools are part of this system. Learning the different positions in our world and testing for children's different affinities within specific fields, and giving them the ability to test themselves while finding their place before they have to stake their entire lives on that decision is, or should be, the main goal for any learning institutions. The schools your grandparents had, they had trades. In schools, they used to learn real life things. Before they were ever in any university, before they ever had an orientation for school, they were already thinking about what they can offer to their communities. Everyone doesn't have to be a millionaire. Everyone doesn't have to be a genius. Everyone doesn't have to be the supreme leader. But the ability to find out who you are and what you're capable of is not as simple as it should be. If the goal was to raise cattle, to follow the herd, fizzle out into drugs and meaninglessness, then they might be onto something. From the slave who works for the sake of others to the leader of a nation, there's purpose to be found in every life. After all, every life is a unique expression of the universe in this moment, among these circumstances. I'm not here to speak on my beliefs. I want us to remember a simple truth that we lose when we get wrapped up in the tribalism that comes with being a person. To hate someone, just like you, who received their beliefs and understandings of the world from someone else, is ridiculous. We don't even have the capability of predicting our next 4 thoughts. Nobody has any real control in the world. Even the most evil villains are just learning what they can about who they are and about what the world is, using the resources and the traits and nature that they developed through tons of encounters and circumstances completely out of their control, just like everyone else. They're just at the top. When I look at Instagram, I see people on almost every side hating other people on any other side to the point of detesting infants who have yet to even make any mark on the world. Due to our nature, we tend to have conflict all the time, for tons of reasons. This conflict may not be able to ever be completely erased, and maybe that isn't as bad a thing as we think. Sometimes within conflict, the most profound understandings can be reached. Never know true bravery, futility, or kindness without danger, hopelessness, or villainy that we experience from time to time. Everything is only acting according to its nature, from the skies to the animals to each and every one of us. The sun's nature is to burn and supply energy. The dog's nature is to smell everything so it can understand the world around it. The flower's nature is to grow towards the sun. And man's nature is to create, destroy, feel, act, and ponder. No matter what group of people you find, some form of religion will sprout. Religion is proof that it's in our nature to think beyond our lives and beyond our world. I believe the fact that we think on the permanent and divine proves that it exists. Moral of the story, nobody knows, and those who claim to know just have faith. Faith seems to be the key to maintaining oneself in an absurd world, especially when you have the burden of your mind constantly trying to understand the absurd. Faith won't provide proof of anything past our lifetime, meaning that all faiths are probably alright, assuming that they're being followed willingly and help people solidify a righteous and beneficial way to live their lives. Obviously, that'll be a little bit different depending where you live for different types of people. That's why it's pretty good that people live in different areas and we're separated from each other. But people can be doing the same things in many different kind of ways, and that's how life has been forever. You don't have to like it, you don't have to be a part of it, but it's a part of the world as much as you're part of the world, and it's probably how it should be. Learning, hurting, loving, forgetting, aging, pondering what's next. It's all inherent to every culture. It's natural. And what I want to ask you is, who isn't your kin? Every man is a child that once knew nothing and still knows nothing, but still has to act. Every living thing is born ignorant and must act. We all die the same way, worn down and afraid, wondering if we lived our lives the way we should have. Maybe there is no should have. Perhaps the only correct way to live is presently. The past is gone, and the future is uncertain. Maybe this entire thing has just been a movie, and everyone you meet and speak to are just different parts of yourself, your infinite nature forgotten, finding itself within a cruel, wonderful, and ever-progressive world. Perhaps there really are no coincidences, and everyone you meet was meant to meet you. Perhaps all is as it should be. Maybe everyone and everything is kin.